Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. It is choosing long-term strength over short-term pleasure. Most people misunderstand discipline, seeing it as restrictive, tedious, or forced upon them by external circumstances. But true discipline is not about restriction. It is about mastering yourself so thoroughly that you are no longer enslaved by impulsive desires, fleeting emotions, or momentary temptations. Think about how many times you have regretted a decision made out of laziness, procrastination, or instant gratification. Every act of discipline you perform now is an investment that compounds over time, empowering you to build a life shaped by your own intentions rather than random impulses. In our modern world, where distractions are constant and gratification is instant, the ability to maintain self-discipline is more critical than ever. For Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics, discipline was never about external control. It was about internal mastery, becoming so anchored in your values and reason that nothing outside of you could shake your peace. You have power over your mind, not outside events, Marcus wrote. Realize this, and you will find strength. The world will always be unpredictable. People will disappoint you. Plans will collapse. Pain, loss, and failure are all unavoidable. But the one thing you will always own completely and irrevocably is your mind, your choices, your thoughts, and your reactions. To the Stoics, freedom did not mean doing whatever you want. It meant being free from the tyranny of emotion, desire, and fear. Discipline is not chains. It is the key that unlocks mental clarity and emotional independence. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. These words from Miyamoto Musashi are not just the advice of a warrior. They are a universal principle for anyone who wants to live with strength, clarity, and purpose. Musashi understood that the greatest war is not with the world, but with the self, the part of you that wants to quit, that wants comfort, that resists effort, and that fears failure. He believed the only way to overcome that internal resistance was through relentless, consistent, disciplined training. Musashi was undefeated in over 60 duels, not because of brute strength or flashy techniques, but because of thousands of hours of disciplined practice, observation, and inner reflection. His victories were the result of mastering not just the sword, but himself entirely. We have all been there, fired up after watching an inspiring video, making big plans, starting new routines, only for the motivation to fade within hours. This is why relying on motivation is a losing game. It is unreliable, emotional, and disappears the moment life gets inconvenient. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. The philosopher Epictetus said progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. He did not say sometimes. He did not say when you feel like it. He said daily. Because real transformation happens when you show up no matter what, when you stop asking, do I feel like it, and start saying, this is just what I do. Discipline does not ask for permission. It does not negotiate. It does not wait for perfect conditions. It simply acts. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you see it. And that is where mental discipline begins. The Stoics trained their minds every day, preparing themselves not just for action, but for adversity. As Seneca famously said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. That single sentence contains a lifetime of wisdom. How many times have you replayed a situation in your head, imagined the worst, and panicked over something that never actually happened? The Stoics would call this unnecessary suffering, and the way to fight it is with a disciplined mind. Through practices like negative visualization, daily journaling, and voluntary discomfort, you train yourself to stay calm when things go wrong, focused when life gets messy, and resilient when you are tested. These are not complex rituals. They are simple, powerful daily tools. If there is one truth that Stoics and samurai shared without hesitation, it is this: adversity is not the enemy. It is the training ground. Marcus Aurelius put it plainly. The obstacle is the way. Not something to avoid, not something to curse, but something to embrace. It is through struggle that you learn patience. It is in failure that you learn resilience. It is when everything goes wrong that you discover the kind of person you truly are. Marcus lived this truth as Roman emperor during one of the most difficult periods in history, facing plagues, constant warfare, famine, and personal loss. Yet through all of it, he kept leading with steady, quiet, disciplined strength. Musashi too became great, not because life was gentle with him, but because he put himself in real situations of adversity and trained relentlessly for every one of them. Discipline is how you fight back, not through brute force, but through intentional design of your environment, your habits, and your daily attention. It is distraction, quiet, subtle, invisible, yet powerful enough to derail entire lives. You set a goal, start a project, make a promise to yourself, and then a notification buzzes. You scroll for a few minutes, then a few more, and an hour slips away. Miyamoto Musashi warned us about this centuries ago. Do not indulge the mind. It becomes unruly. If you feed your mind constant stimulation, it stops being able to focus. It becomes chaotic, restless, and weak. Most of us do not fail because of lack of knowledge. It is something you live quietly, consistently, and powerfully, one intentional choice at a time. Real discipline, the kind that transforms your life, is a way of being. It is something you carry into everything: how you wake up, how you eat, how you work, how you speak, and how you rest. As Antoine de Saint-Exupéry put it, perfection is achieved not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. That is the heart of minimalist discipline. Not adding more to your life, but removing what is not essential until what remains is strong, focused, and free. Marcus Aurelius lived this way despite ruling the most powerful empire in the world. Musashi lived it by giving up everything unnecessary. Both understood that discipline is not something you check off a list.